My card got full, and now I don't know how to switch and make it record over just the beginning of stuff, but I had to switch out cards. So, anywho, in case I cut off on the last one, all I did was brush off some of the crumbs on the side of this cake and then use the aspirator to blow the crumbs off of the cake. And then we're just gonna ice this, all right? We're almost actually done. I mean, even though I have a couple more tiers to go, it's the same process over and over. So if I can at least just get a couple of them done for you, then you'll understand how to do the rest of the tiers. And yeah, in the meantime of all those pausings and stuff and coming back to you, I smoothed out the other cake over here and I marked it with the other pan. Now this one, I just go right at the line of the board. I know a lot of people ice their cakes separately and then put them on here, but I would get so tired of trying to balance this cake on a spatula. And I even bought the big, huge hamburger steel spatulas, which do work great. And then getting it on here without damaging the cake underneath it or the cake itself. So I just decided to start putting the cake on the cake, the bottom one, and then proceeding on with icing it. Again, you will love using this. It takes some time to get used to, but as you can see, I can get done very quickly. I'm going to manipulate this a little, tilt it in a little, go around. Okay. Manipulate it again. Go around. Now, a lot of times cakes will have ribbons and borders and all that, so that'll hide any of the imperfections down there. And then the great thing about my recipe is that if I do run a knuckle or this guy, bowl scraper, through the bottom tier and cause a little bit of damage, not a very big deal. I can take that paper towel and go right back over it and fix it. Now, as you can see, this one dark spot, like right along here, I took a little extra off, so I'm just going to wipe some on, like that. And again, see, I'm using this left hand, manipulating this turntable. Make that work for you, all right? Make it work. Or wouldn't that be Tim Gunn? Make it work. Okay. Let that sit for a moment. All right, I'm going to go over this one. Got it already marked. Then I just need my little sewing gauge. Going to mark it. Bring it down. Now sometimes the pieces that you cut off from the previous straw, sometimes you're lucky and you can refit that on there and it'll fit, but these are just a hairline too short. And I really don't want to use the big straws on that cake, because you can see that cake's an 8-inch round. And that's just too tiny to really be putting those big boba tea straws in there. I don't want to cause it any stress and waste a lot of cake. So I'm just going to use my milkshake straws, okay? And they're perfectly fine. Now the next tier size that goes on that cake is a 6. I told you it was a tiny little guy. So I'm going to use 6 of these milkshake straws, okay? Now I know I just miscounted. Okay, so I'm bringing it in about that couple inches, go around in my circle. Now sometimes you may run out of room, no big deal. So you have an extra straw for the next cake. Put my powdered sugar in the middle. Yeah, I make a little pile because I really want that cake to be resting on that powdered sugar and the straws and not my icing. Put my little ring of glue, get my next tier, plop that puppy on, check it out. All right, now here's where I use my skewers because I don't need those big, thick guys. This cake is just tiny, and it's gonna have a little tiny guy sitting on top of it, so there's no reason to use that at all. These skewers are perfectly fine. And I'm just gonna use 3. Just do them in a triangle shape. Okay? Again, 10 snips, press down, pre-warn the person across from you. If you have incoming, take off your cake scraps that have been pinched off. Aspirator, you see these crumbs? Okay. Then load up the bag and ice that one. Now usually I airbrush a lot of my cakes so that I don't have to mix a lot of these colors up. But I thought for video purposes that I would just use colored icing, just, you know. Teeth side down against the cake and go around. And I'm not going to go all the way down. I'm going to actually leave a little bit of space there because this one gets a very large border, what the gal wants. And I know y'all want to give credit to whoever does what, but I have no clue where this cake came from, and this is how this came to me. Okay, so it has no identification of who did this cake, but this is what she's wanting, and that's what I'm giving her. I drew out my own version and put the details, cake flavors, cake fillings, sizes of the cake, shape of the cake, all that info. Ooh, I shouldn't be showing that phone number on there. So there's that info. Okay, now a bowl scraper. And this is how you multitask. You know, as you see, you know, or heard, the front door going off because customers are coming in and they're wanting me to, you know, get them some brownies or butter bars or cake bites out of the cases up front. My timers were going off on the back with the ovens. I usually have helpers, but because I got so slow, I just decided I'll do it myself. Okay, done. Now this one, still just a hairline tacky, so we'll see what we can do. It may or may not let me do this, but we'll check it out. Again, I'm going to press firmly. Let my fingers drag over the edge lightly when you do that part so that you get a nice smooth edge on your cake. It's allowing me to do it so far, but The cake gods must be smiling upon me now. Maybe they're taking pity on me because I keep getting so many interruptions. You poor guys. Alright. Now, again, here's that cap. Start from the top and go down. Same thing, okay? I'm going to continue that part, but I'm going to redo the top part to show you again. The next tier that goes on top of here is actually a square. It's an 8-inch square. So I'm going to put that on top. And I'm going to eyeball that again. Okay. Then I'm going to press it. See, some of this stuck to the bottom because I'm kind of pushing it a little bit, but that's okay. Like that. Let's do the sewing gauge again. We'll take off the cake scrap from the last cake. Let's insert it. Let's put that metal or the little blue gauge just a hairline right at the icing, not in it, but right at it. We're going to pull it out. We're going to lock it into our finger again, and then we're going to cut our boba tea straws because this is still a very large cake, so I'm going to go use those boba teas again. On this little double flotcher over here, no boba teas. It's just going to be my milkshake straws, okay? So I'm going to smooth these out. I'm going to put straws in both. And got it smooth, got it smooth, got it marked, all right? So this is an 8-inch square going on there, 8 boba teas, right? Bring it in a little bit. Ooh, I must have not measured that right. Yeah, you see that? Can you see that? Do you see how the straws are below that icing? You don't want that at all. If you do have this happen, these hemostats are excellent for grabbing the straws out. Pull them right out, and you're not damaging your icing by trying to dig your fingers in there. Nice, clean, smooth, you know. Pair of hemos. There we go. Right there. Whoa. And there's Clayton. Clayton is here. Woo! So now he can man the front. Okay, again, I'm back. Clayton is here to help me now, so hopefully he can answer the phones, do customer service, get my pretzels done, my Rice Krispie treats, and all that. So, for Clayton. Clayton is my main man here. So, okay guys, so I went on ahead and I put the straws in, and we're going to do the powdered sugar thingy again. And then we're going to do the little glue ring again. And then my next tier is going to be that 8-inch square. Ta-da, same thing. Foil on the bottom, cake foil, not tin foil, and not florist foil either. It's plastifoil, okay? My little aspirator, blow off the crumbs. Check it out, go all the way around. Now, I'm not going to use my bamboo skewers again, because this is a really heavy, massive cake. So I'm going to do a couple little different things here, so you might want to just kind of follow along. But I'm using this size. It's just one size lower kind of than a Wilton skewer. So I'm going to sharpen these.